MPs are heading back to Parliament next week, and the governing Liberals are signaling an ambitious agenda, including tabling a budget later this fall that the Prime Minister has said will focus on austerity and investment.
This is a moment in time where you need to think big. You need to do big things fast because you need to reinvent the Canadian economy. What you need to do is to step back and say focus, prioritize, and execute what you need to do. Investment in our future, and at the same time be very rigorous when it comes to our expenses.
But the Liberal government is facing a minority parliament with two official opposition parties, each with their own priorities. And the Bloc Québécois caucus has been gathering in Quebec City, energizing the party to get to work for Quebec. So where does the Bloc stand on the Liberal government's ambitions this fall? Alexis Deschênes is the Deputy House Leader for the Bloc Québécois, and he joins me now. Good, sir, it's good to see you again. Thank you for being here today, sir.
And good to see you, David.
We played that little clip before we went to commercial of Mr. Blanchet saying, "Are you ready to bring down the government?" Now, we think he's joking. Is he joking?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. But in the same time, we need to know each party's responsibility. It's up to the Liberals to gather enough supports for the budget.
Okay, so all right, so no imminent confidence crisis on day one, so that's good to know. But as you say, the budget is coming. And the Prime Minister, he was asked if there would be austerity in the budget, and he did concede it would be a blend of austerity and investment. We've seen some data that the word austerity does not resonate well in Quebec. So what are your expectations for the Prime Minister's new government and its first budget?
Well, what we have as a duty is to defend the Quebec's difference, the Quebec identity, our position on environment, and to defend our economy also. So we're okay with infrastructure project as long as it's not in oil, but in clean energy, for instance. So we're okay to discuss about that. But we have some problems with the choices that Mr. Carney has done. Eliminating the carbon tax, for example, is $4 billion that is not going into the budget. And so regarding that, we will fight for Quebec's interest.
Right. So, I mean, the repeal of the consumer carbon tax, it doesn't affect Quebec because they have their own cap and trade system, right? But so,
yeah, but in the same time, we've paid for a part of the refund that was given to the citizen of all over Canada. So it's about $800 million that were sent as an electoral gift just before election.
But just on the broader climate ambitions, because I know like the Liberals have recently formed an environmental caucus within their party, which is an interesting development. We've seen the consumer carbon tax go, the electric vehicle mandate has been paused, and they're promising a broader strategy on climate competitiveness that makes you wonder if other policies could potentially be up for review. What are your thoughts on where this might be going with the Liberals and their climate plan?
It depends. If you hear what they're saying, they're still saying, the Liberals, that they want to fight against climate change. But if you look at what they do, it's all the opposite. And frankly, at the House of Commons, it seems that we will be the party who will be saying that, yes, climate change still exists, and we need to be responsible towards that for the future generation that are going to come. But still, we saw this summer how the fires, forest fires everywhere. So we need to act now. We need to be responsible. And it is also an economic issue because climate change increases the cost of living in the groceries, for example. So we want to push for a transition, and we don't see in a very we don't like what we're hearing from the government now with all the position that they change, and the fact that they don't want to commit to the 2030 targets seems like they will backtrack again. We fear that they'll come with more pipeline projects. We don't think that's the way to go. And we have lots of clean energy in Quebec, so we can contribute, but we want to push toward a transition in order to be responsible. So I understand there's a caucus inside of the Liberal parties who will try to convince their Prime Minister not to give away climate change. We will do it openly at the House of Commons.
So you've mentioned projects a couple of times, and we do expect to get the first projects for the major project initiatives that the government is pushing. Maybe on Thursday is what the indications are. I know you said you don't support oil projects, don't support pipelines, would support clean energy projects. What do you make of the fact, though, that they put the major projects office in Calgary? It's a former TMX executive who's been heading it. I mean, what does that suggest to you about where this is going and how you might respond to it in the House of Commons?
Well, it suggests the same thing as the Bill C-5 that was passed. The current government wants to be an oil government, proposing to develop more the oil industry, and we don't think that's where we should go. We're ready to talk about projects in infrastructure to improve our prosperity and our mobility. So if we want to talk about railroads, about ports, we can discuss about those projects. But no, we don't think that going with more oil is the answer. It's not because it's happening with the United States makes our situation difficult that we should lose sight of the future ahead. We need to prepare a new economy. We will be based on clean energy, and it's important because we live in this environment. We need to protect it.
So what does that mean for your position in the Parliament? And like I remember before the election, Mr. Blanchet talked about increasing money for seniors by boosting the OAS, protecting supply management, these sorts of things. You're coming back with a smaller caucus, and just off an election. Do you have a specific list of terms on which you would agree to support the government, or does it go case by case by case and things like pipelines become non-starters for the Bloc?
Yes, we have some positions, some ideas that we want to push forward. Regarding old age pension, we propose to increase it by 10% for the seniors between 65 and 74 because they need it, because of the cost of living. That increase is important for them, and we believe that we need to help them. We want also to see politics to help the younger folks of Quebec who cannot buy a house. It's a problem that is countrywide, so we need to listen to them also. Supply management, we were able, as the Bloc Québécois, and it's a big gain for us, to protect it by a law. We want to make sure that during the negotiation with the United States, we still maintain the supply management for agricultural sector. I come from Eastern Quebec. We are concerned also about our fisheries. We export a lot of fish products to the States. We want to make sure that during the negotiation, we protect all that. So yes, we have many claims now regarding the budgets. As I said, it's up to the Liberals to gather support. For our part, we'll be defending Quebec's interests.
Just I know this is your first term in Parliament, I believe, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So you weren't there for the last one, and it wasn't very functional, as I'm sure your colleagues have told you.
I heard.
Exactly. So are we headed potentially for a repeat of that, or do you think, given the urgency of the times the country is in and the newness, the freshness of this Parliament, do you think there could be maybe a little bit less heat and a little bit more cooperation going forward? How do you see it potentially playing out?
Well, we will be reasonable, as always we were at the Bloc Québécois. We have the balance of powers in committees, and we intend to use it in order to advance the topics that are important to Quebecer, the Quebec's identity, our economy, and our environment. Now, what will it look like in the fall? I would not be able to say, David, but frankly, we're not coming there as a party who will support the Liberal. If we can discuss, maybe it could happen, but on the budget, they really should not take our vote for granted.
Okay. Bloc Québécois Deputy House Leader Alexis Deschênes, it's very good to speak with you again, sir. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you, David. Have a good evening.